Hello and welcome to Crown Chat. I am so excited you're here. This is my first Crown Chat of 2023, and I am so excited for you guys to meet my new, well, she's not my new royal friend, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm Michelle Miller, your host for the night. I'm also your Pure International Elite Miss Heartland USA, and I will be competing at internationals in July, so follow my journey. If this is your first time with us, we're going to talk about all things royal and sparkly and crown related, and you'll get to meet the beautiful women behind the crown. But for now, I want to bring on tonight's guest, the amazing Catherine Sellmer.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
Oh, look at that crown.
She's sparkly.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. For those of the folks that are just tuning in or that don't know, tell us your title. Who are you?
Yes, so I am Miss Indiana South 2023.
I am so excited. I'm so excited to see you and for you to have this title, first of all, and then just for you to be here. So tell me a little bit about so Miss Indiana South is part of the Miss Indiana system, which is part of the Miss America organization, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about that competition process. Like what categories do you compete in for that?
Yes. So at the Miss Indiana Locals, we have to compete in a private interview, which is about a 10-minute interviews before the on-stage sections. And then we have a service initiative pitch, which will be changing soon actually to fitness. But during our service initiative pitch, we would talk about our service initiative, what passion we want to share with the audience. And then we have talent and red carpet wear.
Ooh. Now, for those of us that don't know the MAO world, so what is red carpet wear equivalent to, we'd say, formal gown?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's the evening gown competition.
Oh, fabulous. And now, do you have to do a talent? What if you have no talent?
So there are non-arts talents. I actually started out teaching a jazzercise routine because I'm a jazzercise instructor. There's a lot of people who do monologues, poems. There's people who do martial arts. So there's a lot of variability in what you can do. It doesn't just have to be singing or dancing.
Okay. So what was your talent to win Miss Indiana South?
I did a jazz dance to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
I love it.
I absolutely love it. It's a sassy jazz routine, which was my style growing up. I did competitive dance for several years. So I was really excited to unretire from dance and do this fun routine.
I love that so much. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so we met and I was trying to go through my notes and I was like, when did we? So was it through Miss Clark County?
Yes, it was.
Right. Okay. Did I judged you there, right?
Yes, and you also talked to us sometime before the pageant as well, like through a little workshop.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was thinking, and I was like, I hope I was a nice judge to her. I mean, you're thriving, so things went well. But awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your service initiative, what that looks like for you.
Yes, so my service initiative is called Great at Any Weight. I actually started this before competing in the Miss America organization. I started it when I was 16 years old. So what it is it originally just started as me sharing my story of eating disorder recovery. Whenever I was first diagnosed, I just felt so alone and that there was no one else who struggled because no one really talked about it. It was 6 years ago when I was diagnosed, and it was almost like a taboo topic back then. So I knew that whenever I was in a good spot mentally and physically, I wanted to share my story so that I could help people who were in the same spot that I was. So I started that when I was 16, and it's grown a lot from there. I still talk about my recovery a lot, but I also just spread positivity. I share recipes, workouts, pretty much anything. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I also speak to Girl Scout troops, dance teams. I host body positivity and healthy lifestyle workshops since 2020. So it's been a great way to get involved with the community and share my story and help others.
I love that. And I love that you're using an experience that, some can find, I don't want to say shameful, but kind of want to hide it because it's a tough area and it's a tough battle. And I don't know I was watching another show where a lady was dealing with a similar issue, and she's like, I have days where I'm okay, and then days where it's kind of hard. And
Mhm.
to be transparent and to make that your service initiative, I think is really brave and amazing.
Thank you.
It's also so encouraging. And I think when you turn your pain, and I loosely call it pain, into purpose, so many great things come from that. So that's awesome.
Definitely.
That is
Yes.
so awesome.
It was just as soon as I started sharing my story, I had friends who I never knew had struggled reaching out to me and saying that I helped them choose recovery, and random people from all over the place telling me that I was an inspiration to them. So that's what's really kept me going, even when I have hard days in recovery. I just remember those people who I've helped.
I love that. I love that so much. I think as women, that's really an area where we struggle, is being transparent, because,
Mhm.
and then even especially as a pageant queen, you want to look, put
Yeah.
together and seem like it's all okay all the time, and it's not. So
Yeah. No, I
that's
agree with that.
awesome. So with your journey, tell me about your whole pageant journey. So you didn't start at MAO. You've done other things before that.
Mhm.
Kind of where'd you start and how'd you get here?
So my journey actually started when I was about 12 years old. The Harvest Homecoming pageant is very big in my community because it's a festival. You get to reign over the whole festival. It's super cool. So they had a preteen pageant when I was younger. So I participated in that, just kind of why not? And it was fun. I didn't do anything else. And then I decided to do the Miss Clark County pageant, which is the 4-H pageant, in 2020. So it was all virtual because of COVID. And I really liked doing it. I won the title of Miss Congeniality. So I was able to go out and do events with the rest of the court. And it was so much fun. And then I was really just kind of looking for, I needed a push to do the Miss America organization. And it was my last year in college. I was just scrolling through Facebook and I found an ad for the Miss Collegiate Indie pageant. And I was like, I'm not doing anything that weekend. I might as well do it. And we talked about this earlier, but as soon as I did that, I caught the pageant bug. I never believed it was a real thing until I caught it. And I was just amazed at all the amazing women I was around and how much confidence I felt in myself. So ever since then, I've been hooked.
I love that. I love that. So, I mean, I know the story, but just for everybody that doesn't know, so when you competed in that pageant, did you, was that your first one that you won, or how did you get to where you are now?
So at that pageant, there was actually only 3 of us. So there's just a runner-up and the winner. I got People's Choice that day, and I did not get anything else. I competed in about 6 other pageants that season. So in order to get to Miss Indiana, you have to win a local title. I got 3rd runner-up at 1 pageant that whole season. So that was hard because I talk about how I was used to with competitive dance. We would win all the time, like we never lost or anything. So I had never experienced the disappointment and thinking that I could have done something better. So it's been an interesting experience just getting a different point of view. And then this summer, I just really dedicated my entire summer to getting to know myself better so that I could present my best version of the self to my judges. And I ended up, my first pageant that I did this season, I didn't place. I really let my nerves get the best of me. And then I competed in a few more. I got first runner up at 2 of them. And then on my 13th local pageant, there was a glitch with the scoring. So I ended up getting crowned a week later. But yeah, it took me 13 tries to finally win a title in the Miss Indiana organization. I'm so excited for it.
So okay, first I have 2 questions. So what drew you to Miss Indiana?
Mhm.
And then what pushed you to keep going? I mean, 13 tries,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's, and then people say unlucky 13, but for you it was lucky. But I mean,
Yeah.
what drew you to the system and what kept you going?
I think, like I initially said, I kind of just signed up on a whim because why not? And then I quickly found out more about the organization and that I was going to be able to promote Graded Anyway at a larger scale. That's what really drew me in because my main goal at the end of the day is just to help people. So I was really excited to be able to speak in front of judges, a whole audience, about eating disorder awareness. And then to continue on, it took a lot of resiliency, obviously. I just reminded myself again that I wanted to help people. And this was the way that in my life right now, I want to help people through this organization. And I don't know, all the amazing women just encouraged me time after time to continue trying. So really the people I've met along the way have truly inspired me to continue going because I look up to all of them.
That's awesome. That's what it's about. That's
Yes.
that's what pageantry is about. It's about, you mentioned your confidence and just the women around you and the sisterhood. And I think when you find the right pageant, I don't think all of them are that way. But when you find the right pageant with the right group of ladies and support from directors, it's just a beautiful thing. So
Definitely. And I've just gotten so much support from people I compete with offering to do mock interviews with me, which I would have never imagined that. Like, these women want to help you. And so I'm just very grateful for the way that things have worked out and the support system that I've gotten from joining this organization.
I love it. I love it. And I'm excited because I got to see you be crowned. I was so excited.
Yes.
I loved that. I loved that. So when you're not competing, what do you do? What are you doing in your spare time?
I babysit a lot. That's my job right now. I'm a full-time student at IUPUI studying psychology. And hopefully in the fall, I will start a master's program in social work. So I'm busy with school. I love walking, especially on the canal on nice days, and that's my favorite type of activity to do. And then I love cooking, trying new recipes, and playing with my cat, Sylvester.
And he was very, very lippy earlier. He was very, very sassafras.
I always say that he just talks so that people can hear him.
We have a question. Where is Sylvester?
I think he may be under my bed right now. He was out and about. I'm sure he will come out soon. He's taking a little nap.
So funny. So funny. Okay. Well, now we're going to go to a segment I like to call 20 questions. Okay. And some of them are pageant related and some of them are random. And just go with it. There's no right or wrong answers. Okay. Now, the first few are pageant related. So we already talked about that one. I won't ask you that one. We talked about that one. So what are the age ranges for MAO?
I believe I'm not as familiar with the teen since I didn't compete in it. I think it's 13 to 18. And then for Miss, they just changed it from 19 to 28. It was 26. So the age range has been increased now.
I just missed it. I just turned 29 yesterday. I was ready to be in there. Plus being married, that probably doesn't help. But okay, so what is your favorite area of competition?
So whenever I first started, I was most nervous about interview because I felt like I had to say what the judges wanted to hear. But then I just truly discovered how to be myself in front of them. And it became my favorite area of competition because I get to talk about my life and my experiences and how I hope to impact others. So I really like it.
Awesome. Awesome. What is one room of your house you would not want us to see right now?
Probably my bathroom right now because first of all, getting ready, I still have like all my makeup on laying all over the counter. And then my closet in my apartment is connected to my bathroom and there's not a door. So it just like, even though it's not super messy, it's just a mess because clothes are all over the place.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. What is one piece of advice you would give to someone that's considering competing in a pageant?
Really, just to try it because it doesn't hurt to try. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. But if you try it and you figure out that you absolutely love it, then, you just discovered a new passion. And it can be very scary to get up on that stage for the first time. But I assure you that you're going to receive so many benefits from it, from meeting amazing people as well as just gaining self-confidence in yourself.
I love that. I love that. What is your favorite sandwich and why?
Oh,
I told you they're random. They're just all things.
Um, I am a Subway girly. I love their wraps. Fun fact, I was pescatarian for 3 or 4 years, so I still eat a lot of veggie-based stuff. So I get a spinach wrap with pepper jack cheese and then all of the veggies. So that sandwich and then just any veggie sandwich in general too.
Wow. Okay. Okay. What is your favorite color?
I would have to say pink. I'm wearing hot pink right now. Um, it used to not be my favorite color, but it's just I feel like in my 20s, I've re-sparked my love of pink.
I love it. I love it. I think it's girly and pageanty. It's all.
Yes, yes, of course.
Does your current car have a name?
Yes. So I have a Chevy Cruze, and her name is Penelope for Penelope Cruz.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love that.
She
That's
has a few dents in her.
that's
She's a
those
little rough looking.
are dimples. She's just smiling at people when she goes by. It's
That's
all
true.
good. It's all good. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I'm going to ask this one from our audience. Bugle fingernails or no? When you eat bugles, do you make them into fingernails?
Oh. Well, see, the thing is, the only bugles that I really like are the caramel ones, so they have the filling. So, or some of them are kind of filled. So even if I wanted to, I don't.
I'm going to frown upon that answer because it's all about bugle fingernails with me. So, if you had to sing karaoke, what song would you pick?
Don't Rain on My Parade Glee version. I'm going to see Leah Michelle and Funny Girl in 3 weeks. I'm such a gleek, and I'm constantly singing Don't Rain on My Parade throughout the day.
I love that. Now she's in Funny Girl right now, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I'm very excited.
Awesome. 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 Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm very much an early bird. Typically with my schedule, I have to get up at 6:30 or 7, and then I'm in bed like 9:30, 10. Even when I don't have to get up early, I just end up waking up early because I'm used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Same. What is the best book you've ever read?
Ooh, Becoming by Michelle Obama. I just absolutely adore her, and she's just so inspirational. I could go on for days about her, but I just love her.
Love it. If you were in the Olympics, what sport would you compete in?
Ooh. I don't know if anyone would want to see me in any sport. I would say ice skating. Obviously, if I was good at it, it's very pleasing to watch. I at first thought sand volleyball, but sweat and sand just does not mix. But being a pretty ice skater would be best.
I tried ice skating once when I was a Girl Scout leader, and I was like on the ice, and I'm like triple sail cow, and I mean I couldn't, but I just wanted to yell out the different moves, and yeah, I can't. I've done it once, and that was it.
Maybe one day.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee. Funny story. I'm pretty sure that I had COVID this summer, even though I was testing negative. And I figured that out because about a week after my symptoms were gone, I could not stand the taste of coffee. And I drank coffee every single day, like 2 times a day, most days. And it was heartbreaking to not be able to drink coffee and enjoy it. But luckily now I can drink coffee.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That would be hard.
Yeah.
I
love Alani Nu energy drink, so I was still able to get some caffeine in. It just wasn't coffee.
Oh, yeah, it's all about the coffee.
Yes.
Okay, what did you have for breakfast today?
So this is my typical breakfast. I have Greek yogurt with honey. I had an apple, and then it's like sunflower bread. I don't know. My mom bought it for me with olive oil on top.
Ooh.
Yes. I went to Greece this summer, so I love olive oil.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Popcorn or M&Ms?
Popcorn. Popcorn is I frequent that snack a lot.
Yeah, same. I like M&Ms in my popcorn too. Have you ever done that?
I have not. I feel like I've seen it before, like people posting snack mixes, so I should probably try that.
It's a
But like the
gem.
mini M&Ms, I like mini M&Ms better.
I could get into that. Okay. What is your favorite TV show?
Gilmore Girls. I
I have
love
never watched that. Is it
you.
good? I mean, I
It's
guess it would be if that's your favorite.
it's really good. Yes, I was like not wanting to watch it for a while. I don't know why. And then my best friend, she was like, "You have to watch this." And now it's our show. Like we talk about it all the time. I also love Dance Moms. Gilmore Girls and Dance Moms. Those are my two favorite.
I watch that all the time, and I'm like hooked on the reruns, and I'm
Yeah.
following her on
Yeah.
Insta, and yeah, I'm all in.
I love it. I love
All
it.
in. Who is your favorite Disney princess?
Oh, I'm such a Disney adult. I would have to say Ariel. Growing up, my favorite princess was Aurora. I don't think I had a reason why other than her dress was pink, but I love the Little Mermaid movie and the soundtrack, so love Ariel.
Now, if you saw Ariel at an event, would you run past and almost push little kids down to get to her? Because that's how I feel about Cinderella. I will like push a kid. I love Cinderella. Look, I love her so much. I have her everywhere, and I will push kids down. So, and I'm going to Disney in May, so I'm really like trying to pace myself to not knock kids down. But would you knock a child down to get to Ariel?
Hmm. Well, I have met her several times at Disney World, so I could probably wait in line now, but younger me, yes.
Okay. It's probably frowned upon in MAO, but I mean, I'm just asking. If you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh, okay, I've thought about this before. So it would be a cleanup button for the kitchen because I really like trying new recipes and stuff, but my mom, she doesn't like me trying new recipes because she often has to help clean up. So I wish I just had a button that I could hit at the end and not have to worry about it at all.
That would be a popular, like people would invite you over all the time. Like, come
Yes.
on, girl.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Monopoly or Uno?
Probably Uno. I feel like Monopoly is very complicated. It takes so long. I usually just play the Monopoly Junior version because the regular Monopoly, it just takes like an hour. I can't be concentrated on one thing for that long.
It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
And tournament rule, well, usually when we play at our house, it's like 3 hours. So
Oh
for you
my
to get done with
gosh.
an hour, that's amazing. But tournament rules I learned are like for competitions, it's like an hour and a half. And that's still too long for me. I'm just like,
Yeah, that's just like really games for me. Like I play Monopoly Junior with some of the kids I babysit. And like after 15 minutes, like I'm starting to want to move on to a different activity.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Yes, I love my Birkenstocks. So in the winter, I often pull fuzzy socks and Birkenstocks look at like the grocery store.
I love it. Now, do you, and this is just a queen to queen question,
Mhm.
are you always like glammy queen mode, or do you go like I go to the grocery store, I call it undercover queen, and I usually look like a hobbit or something. Like I got the messy bun and sweats, and I'm like trying to hide so nobody sees me. Like, are you always glam, or do you go undercover queen sometimes too?
I'm undercover queen probably 98% of the time. I just my first class starts at 9 o'clock in the morning on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I just kind of wake up and get out the door.
Understood. Same, same. Oh, we have another question.
Well, that's from my mom.
Hi, mom.
Oh, my favorite dessert. That is a tricky one because I am a dessert lover of all kinds, but mm, I would have to say my mom's homemade strawberry cake, and I'm not just saying that because she's watching. It's actually really, really good.
I think she should make some for me, and I will vote as well. I will.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
I love it. I love it. What is one thing that we would never guess about you?
Ooh.
or one thing that not a lot of people know?
That's a good one. Let's think. Oh, I'm a gymnastics instructor, even though I am not a gymnast whatsoever. I teach like 3 and 4-year-olds.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really fun.
that is awesome. Yeah, I would have never known that one. Okay, cool. And I was going to ask, okay, well, this is kind of related, but not. If you had to teach a class on any one thing, what would it be?
Well, I've been a gymnastics instructor. I've taught jazzercise. I host body positivity workshops, but I would say, aside from that, I would really want to teach like a history of Disney class. I just like there's one Disney class offered at my university. It's the sociology of Disney. And unfortunately, I did not have time to take it in my schedule, but I'm going to come back and teach the history of Disney.
I love that.
Because those will be my people in that class.
It's all about finding your tribe. I'm telling you.
Yes.
What is something about your current self that would impress your 5-year-old self? So if you went back to talk to your 5-year-old self.
I mean, first that I have a really sparkly hat. She would be quite impressed with that. Also, probably just seeing all the growth that I've made in my life and the confidence that I've gained. I feel like I would definitely be a role model to my younger self, which makes me very proud.
I love that. I love that. All right, this one's tricky. Think about it for a while. If you had to delete every app from your phone except for 3, which 3 apps would you keep on your phone?
First, I would keep my messages app because I love texting. I have a really fun family group chat that we all text in all the time. Let's see. I would probably keep Instagram so that I could continue to promote my service initiative and let people know what I'm doing with my title. And then the news app, because I like to be well prepared for political questions. So I read the news often.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Not like mine would be like solitaire, my Duolingo, so I can work on my Spanish, and probably like, yeah, either Facebook or Instagram. So, okay.
A runner-up would be Candy Crush.
I was so into that and got to a level that I couldn't beat. And so I just deleted the app. I was so upset.
That's what you do. And then you re-download it like 5 years later. That's what I recently did. One of my friends was playing it. And then I was like, I have to re-download. And now I've gotten several more people to re-download it.
Yeah, this was my second download. So I'm just going to stop. I quit. I'm mad at Candy Crush. It knows why. Okay. Would you go with aliens if they beamed down to Earth and wanted to take you?
I mean, if they allowed me to take my cats, then yes.
I like that. I like that. Now you just have one cat?
Yes. Okay. Yep. His name is Sylvester. He's a little tuxedo cat. And a fun fact about him is that the pattern on his back, he actually has a little heart shape on his back, and it's really sweet.
I think that's so cute. I love that. Let's see here. So you recently selected your Miss Indiana Princess.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that and what she's going to do pageant week.
Mm-hmm. So I picked my little cousin Samantha. She got to be in the princess program at the Harvest Homecoming pageant that I did earlier this season, and she absolutely loved it. She's a little dancer. She's so cute and just has the personality of being on stage. So I wanted to make a big deal out of asking her because I knew she'd be so excited about it. And she was. So what she'll get to do, in recent years, they get to ride in the parade on Saturday. So I'm really excited. We'll get to share a car together. And then she should get to perform Saturday during the finale with all the other princesses. So I'm very excited for her.
That is so cool. Now, is there an age limit on princesses?
I think it's 12, because I think there's a preteen program too, maybe. Since I'm never been to state before. I'm not super knowledgeable about that. So I
I'm
think
just wondering if someone that's like 29 or so could be your princess and you didn't ask them. But okay, if there's 12-year-old, that's fine. I'll move on. I'll move on. So I know you haven't been to state before, but
Mhm.
it's coming up. When is state? Or are there dates set yet?
Yes, it is the week of June 13th. So I think that's like the second or third week in June.
Okay. And then what kinds of things happen at state? Because you guys like go away. Like it's this whole thing.
Yes. So last year, what they did, they moved in on Monday to Butler University dorms. And so the first half of the week was just community service and connecting with community groups all throughout the week and luncheons and stuff like that. So I'm very excited for that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are the prelim competitions with activities during the day. And then Saturday will be the finale. So it's a whole week long of festivities.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I'm very
I would see it. I
excited.
want to go.
Yeah.
So you are an amazing student. You're a pageant queen. You babysit, you teach gymnastics. Like, how do you keep everything organized? What would be your advice to someone that's like, I can't do pageants, I got too much going on? Like, how do you keep yourself together?
Well, it was a lot because I was competing in locals, like, in October, there were some weekends where I had 2 pageants in one weekend, and it was a lot. So I've just really had to learn time management skills and actually implement them. I can't just be like, "Oh, I'll do my homework later." Like, it really helps me to have set times to do things, and that's how I've been able to accomplish, all my goals that I've been wanting to reach. And then also during pageant days, we usually have to get there at, like, 9 o'clock in the morning, and the show doesn't start until 4, so there's a lot of free time, so I would often bring homework to work on as well if I needed to catch up on anything.
Smart, smart. I love your point about, having time management skills and actually
Mhm.
using them. Because in
Yes.
my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm so organized. I've got it. I've got my planner. And then I write the things down and then I forget to look at it. I'm like, oops.
Yeah, yeah. Planners are helpful when you use them.
Yes, yes. Like probably any tool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So you have an event that's coming up on April 7th. I've been spying on your social media. Tell us a little bit about that. I'm assuming it's open to the public.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that and how people can follow.
So I will be doing a healthy lifestyle workshop with the Inspired Child, which is in Corden, Indiana. I've never worked with them before, so I'm really excited for it. I believe it's ages 8 and up. So I will just be there talking about the importances of having balanced meals daily, importance of getting exercise, and then just introducing the topic of positive self-talk. So I'm really excited because I think that starting these conversations young is the way to ultimately increase eating disorder awareness. I'm a teaching assistant for a class at IUPUI called Lifespan Development, and we were talking about eating disorders today. So the professor had me speak a little bit on this topic, and I emphasized that going into a room of second graders and just preaching statistics at them and telling them about eating disorders, it's not gonna make sense to them, and it's probably going to scare them. So just opening conversations of how to have a healthy lifestyle and how to be nice to yourself, because no one talked to me about that when I was younger. So that I say time and time again, I just hope to be a young adult role model that I did not have growing up.
I love that. And I think it's well, that's part of my platform too, is
Mhm.
pouring into young women so that they grow that confidence and that belief in themselves. And like you're saying, like to avoid, some of the issues by learning to be nice to themselves. I
Yeah,
love that. And I
yeah.
think it's important that you made the point, like you can't just go with second graders and spit numbers and statistics because
Mhm.
they're like,
Yeah,
what?
it doesn't make sense. They're just gonna zone out.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Um, let's see. I have more questions. If someone wants to join Miss Indiana, or I will talk about Miss Indiana specifically, but MAO, where would they start? What should they do? I mean, you saw it on Facebook. Like, where would
Yeah.
someone go?
So, just in general, you can go to the Miss America website and you can click on your state and find all of the local competitions. A lot of states are reaching the end of locals. Like we have the sweeps competition coming up, and then we have a virtual competition for Miss Indiana. But some states do their state competition in April. So it's quickly approaching, but I definitely encourage anyone who is interested to start looking into it now so that you have the summer to prep and you can go into the local season feeling really prepared.
That's a good point about being prepared.
Yeah.
How do you, without giving away all your secrets, because we don't know who's watching, competitors could be watching. But how do you prepare for pageant season?
Mhm. Just like I mentioned earlier, truly getting to know myself and my values and what I want to walk away from like the interview knowing that I told the judges. So when I first approached preparing for interview, I really just memorized answers. They were answers that were meaningful to me and that I knew that I meant, but I was just saying them and it didn't have the passion behind it. So I tried to get that all out of my mind and I just focused on what I want the judges to know about me and what I'm going to do. So that's been really helpful for interview. And then with talent, I haven't been practicing my dance as much right now since I won the title. I'm taking a little break, but I'm going to start. I said at the beginning of March, I'm going to start practicing it weekly again. Um, so I love doing that and just really I emphasize in practicing my talent, having energy each time I do it and doing my facial expressions each time. So I'm used to it. And then with red carpet, I just truly, again, it's kind of like letting the judges know what you want to say, but through your confidence. Like it's just kind of like the cherry on top of the ice cream at the end. So I just try to be really confident. I practice walking. My roommate, she actually used to do pageants, so we practiced walking together. So that was really fun. And
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
I love that. Okay. I think I know the answer, but let's see. What has pageantry taught you about yourself?
It's taught me that being diagnosed with an eating disorder wasn't like the end of my story. I talked about earlier how I had done competitive dance and I had to stop due to my eating disorder and just not being healthy enough. So, through the Miss America organization, I was able to build my confidence back up since I was in a healthy spot and start dance again. So, it's just been like a full circle type of experience. And that's why I really recommend it to my friends and everyone else because I've really it's like I said, just full circle and it reminds me that I've gotten through all the hard times and that I inspire others to do that as well.
I love that. That's a beautiful, beautiful. Let me see if I've missed any questions. I just want to make sure anybody watching live, or even if you're watching the replay, if you ask any questions, I will make sure to get them over to Catherine so that she can get those answered for you. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, perfect. So, how can people follow your journey and support you? What's going on as you prepare to go to state?
Mhm.
Is it called state for?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So as you're preparing for state, like how can people follow your journey? How can people support you? What can we do?
So I have a few social media accounts that people could follow along if they would like to. For Instagram, my title holder account is Miss Indiana _ Miss Indiana South. And then my account where I talk more about my service initiative is at Great at Any Weight, but there's periods between each word. And then on Facebook, you can also find me at Great at Any Weight, where I post service initiative and title holder stuff. So yes, I will be continuing to update it through my journey to state as well as the rest of my year.
Awesome. Now, pageantry is expensive.
Yes.
And what do you do to try to keep your costs low, or what are any savings tips you can pass on to people that are watching this like, oh my gosh, she competed and is doing all these things, like there's no way I could afford that. Like what would your tips be, or how do you make it work?
Mm-hmm. So that was a concern in the beginning because I didn't know financially how much this would cost me. So I started out, I wore my prom dress for my first pageant, and then I bought a Sherry Hill dress for $50 from a friend that fit me perfectly. You don't have to go to a dress store and buy a dress. I also have bought several dresses off of Facebook Marketplace for a quarter of the cost, new with tags. So that is a bit of advice that I haven't for anyone. I also bought my talent costume off of Poshmark, and it's my favorite costume I've ever worn. So just truly looking at Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, Queenly is another app that has a lot of good stuff for pageants. And then what has really helped me is since I am able to work throughout the week, I take a percentage of what I make and put it into a separate bank account just for pageants, so that every time that I entered a local, it would come directly out of that bank account instead of my made one, so I could keep track of how much I was spending. And then I'm obviously going to have several expenses for state. So I've been doing a Cincy fundraiser, which Saturday is the last day to order if anyone is interested in that. And I've already made about $100 off of that, which will go towards helping me buy my gown. Also, anyone who purchases will be entered to win like a fun Cincy basket. So those are just a few of the ways that I've been trying to raise some money. And yeah, it's really having the separate bank account has been very helpful for me.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
That's because I'm usually like spend, 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 spend. I'm like, oh wait.
It really helps me keep track of everything, and I feel a lot better about where my money is going.
Yeah, that's so smart. And I love your point about Facebook Marketplace or, like you said, Poshmark, because most title holders will wear a dress once, and once you've taken pictures in it, it's over.
Yeah.
Or you buy more than one outfit because you're like, well, I like this dress, but I might wear this dress, but I might wear this dress. And then you have dresses and you sell them because you're just not going to use them. So I think that's a great way to save money. And I'm a Sherry Hill for $50.
Yeah, and it fit me perfectly. And I wore it. It was my black gown that I wore to get crowned in. I mean, I wore that for 11 out of 13 of my pageants, and it's still in great condition. And it'll probably make an appearance at state as well.
It's a beautiful dress. It's a beautiful
Thank you. I love it. I love it.
It's gorgeous. Anything else that you want our viewers to know about you, about your journey, about, oh, wait, we have a comment I have to share. I had to share that one since she's our friend. So
yes, we love you, Ari.
Love you, Ari. You're amazing. Anything else that you want to share with our viewers about you, your journey, I don't want to say this wrong because in my world, it's something different. Your service initiative, anything at all that we can, just be like, wow, aside from your sparkly hat, which is amazing.
Well, I really appreciate the support that my family and friends have given me. And I'm really excited for this year. I've worked so hard for this, and I hope to inspire young people in Indiana and across the country to compete in the Miss America organization and to not give up even when it's hard. So I thank you all for watching, and thank you for having me on here, Nichelle.
You're so welcome. We're not done.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good.
Thank you for being on here. And I am so proud of you from when I saw you many moons ago and to seeing you now and to seeing your perseverance and then to be there for that special moment. And I bawled, and I had to, I'm there as a judge, but I didn't judge you. Everything was fair. But I'm so proud of you, and I am in awe. And it's, to be a more seasoned adult, you are a role model for the littles and the seasoned folks as well. So I hope you realize that and know that we're all rooting for you and excited for you. Yeah. Okay. So to wrap up our show, we do an onstage question.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
Well, you've done great.
I'm ready.
So, okay. Besides a crown and sash, what would you gain if you are crowned?
I would gain really a whole new group of support system. I've been very blessed to have family and friends who support my journey and help me get opportunities to speak in the community, but having directors and sister queens will allow me to expand Great at Any Weight across the whole state and to meet new people along the way and to hopefully inspire them to choose recovery.
I love that. I love that. So once pageantry's over, although it's never over, I mean, you be very seasoned and still competing. What's next for you? I mean, we know you have state coming up, and then great things there. But then what's next for you? What's your next target?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I'm hoping to start my master's program in the fall and eventually become an eating disorder therapist. So it's all really full circle, like going from someone who is really struggling to being a um, I don't want to say influencer, but someone on social media and a community presence to help others, and then eventually being a therapist. I'm just really excited for it. I know that it's my calling, and I've been working towards this goal for so long. So I'm very excited and I'm ready for it.
I love it. I love it. And I love you. How can someone book you? Like if someone's like, "Oh my gosh, that would be so great for my youth group or whatever."
Mhm.
How can they connect with you to see if you're available for speaking engagements?
Yes, so just feel free to message me on any of my social medias, like I mentioned earlier. I'm always looking for new groups to connect with and speak to, so I would love to talk to any group that anyone has in mind.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough for being on tonight. I'm sorry we didn't get to see Sylvester. He's probably over it after we did our intro. He's like,
He's heard me talk for too long.
I thank you again for being on. This will be re-aired or available on YouTube and Facebook. Please share it. Please, if you have questions for Catherine and you're watching on the replay, like I said, comment them, and I'll make sure that she gets them so that you can respond. I mean, to talk to a future, this lady could be our next Miss America right here on my show, you guys. I mean, this is fangirl. So this is huge. I'm so excited. So I love you. I support you. I can't wait to see what's next for you. And everybody, please follow her, join in her Cincy fundraiser. And we can't wait to see you on stage in June.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.